Picture the world in a state of economic turmoil. The year is 1929, and the world is on the brink of a decade-long economic downturn known as the Great Depression. For a span of 10 years, from 1929 until 1939, the global economy was held in an iron grip of financial despair. This was not just a minor blip on the radar of history. No, this was a severe downturn, the likes of which the world had never seen before. The root causes of this devastation were complex and multifaceted, woven into the very fabric of the economic structures of the time. The impact was profound, reaching far beyond the realm of finance, touching the lives of individuals, changing the fates of families, and altering the course of nations. The Great Depression was a time of unprecedented economic hardship, impacting individuals, families, and nations alike. The Wall Street crash of 1929 was the spark that ignited this economic wildfire. This wasn't just a simple market downturn, it was a seismic shock that shattered the financial structures of the time. But what caused this crash? A volatile cocktail of overconfidence, speculation, and laissez-faire policies led to an unsustainable stock market bubble. And when this bubble burst, it sent shockwaves rippling through the entire economy. Investors, who had once been intoxicated by the allure of easy money, found themselves nursing severe financial hangovers as the stock prices plummeted. The crash was so severe that it wiped out fortunes overnight, leading to a devastating erosion of individual savings. This financial ruin wasn't confined to the affluent investors. It permeated all levels of society, leaving millions in its wake, grappling with an uncertain future. The fallout was immediate and far-reaching. Banks, unable to recover the loans they had made, began to collapse. As these financial institutions toppled one after another, a sense of panic spread across the country. This panic led to a run on the banks, with people scrambling to withdraw their money, only to find that their life savings had evaporated. Unemployment soared as businesses, crippled by the financial crisis, were forced to lay off workers or shut down entirely. The job market became a barren wasteland, devoid of opportunities, leaving families struggling to put food on the table. The Wall Street crash was a catastrophic event that triggered a domino effect in the global economy. It was the catalyst that set off a decade-long economic depression, the likes of which the world had never seen before. The economic turmoil was not confined to the United States. It spilled over borders, impacting economies worldwide. As the United States spiraled into the depths of the Great Depression, the rest of the globe was not immune. The 1930s saw a rapid decline in international trade, with countries erecting barriers to protect their domestic industries. This, however, only served to exacerbate the global economic downturn. The world was more interconnected than ever before, thanks to the advances in technology and transportation. An economic shock in one corner of the globe could reverberate in others, and that's exactly what happened. When the US economy faltered, it sent ripples of instability across the globe. Europe, still reeling from the devastation of World War I, was hit hard. In Germany, the economic crisis fueled political unrest, paving the way for the rise of Adolf Hitler. In Great Britain, the Depression led to a shift in government and the implementation of a more interventionist economic policy. Across the Pacific, Japan and China felt the crunch as the demand for their exports plummeted. In Latin America, the drop in commodity prices led to political and social upheaval. The Great Depression was not a solitary event happening in isolation. It was a global phenomenon, a domino effect that toppled economies around the world. It was a harsh lesson on the interconnectedness of global economies, a lesson that still resonates today. The Great Depression was a truly global crisis, demonstrating the interconnectedness of the world's economies. In the midst of crisis, governments were forced to respond. In the United States, President Franklin D. Roosevelt implemented a series of programs known as the New Deal. This was a bold move, a direct response to the economic hardships that had gripped the nation. The New Deal comprised a series of projects and programs aimed at economic recovery. It included everything from public works projects to financial reforms, from job creation initiatives to the establishment of welfare programs. The idea was to provide immediate relief for the unemployed and those in danger of losing their homes and farms. But the New Deal was more than just a series of economic measures. It represented a fundamental shift in the way governments viewed their role in society. For the first time, the federal government took on the responsibility of ensuring economic stability and social welfare. The New Deal represented a significant shift in the role of government, marking a new era of federal intervention in the economy. The economic downturn also set the stage for one of the darkest periods in human history, World War II. In the wake of financial ruin, totalitarian regimes began to rise, promising stability and prosperity amidst the chaos. Countries like Germany, Italy, and Japan, deeply impacted by the economic crisis, saw the rise of leaders who capitalized on national despair to seize power. The economic challenges also led to increased militarization. Nations, desperate to jumpstart their economies, invested heavily in their military industries. This buildup of arms and military might was not just an attempt to bolster economies, but also a means to assert dominance on the global stage. Moreover, the Great Depression had broader geopolitical implications. It strained international relations as countries turned inwards, focusing on their domestic issues. Trade barriers went up, international cooperation broke down, and tensions simmered. The economic desperation of the 1930s paved the way for the global conflict that would soon follow. The Great Depression was more than a decade of economic hardship. It was a time that reshaped the world, from the Wall Street crash in 1929 to the onset of World War II. The global impact was profound, transcending borders and shaking the very foundations of societies. Governments had to adapt, with initiatives like the New Deal becoming necessary lifelines. The Great Depression was a transformative period in history, shaping the course of the 20th century and leaving a lasting impact on the world as we know it today.